Hello everybody, this is Shocking 1000, we're playing for duty, welcoming you back to more Pokemon Let's Go Eevee! In the last episode, we first stepped foot here in Mount Moon and got ourselves a new Pokemon that we can see flopping behind us in the back, over there. This time, we're going to be continuing exploring Mount Moon, and they can say here, this trainer, there's this guy over here, saying that we're pretty fast, even though all she did was like we first found them, stood over here, and she just ran a few spaces right, few spaces up, and then right again. And you can see the male guy over there, which you can see as soon as you run around this way. There's another Clefairy over there we can grab if we want it, but we're obviously going to say no thank you. Found ourselves a Repel over here. And an Ether. We have some more trainers we can fight alongside here. This one being one of them. And those guys, specifically the one with the glasses, I do not like these guys. What? Don't sneak up on me. Super Nerd Jovan. I thought it was a collector at first. That's why. So yeah, Super Nerds or collectors, they're always like, "Show me your Pokemon. I want them for my decks. I want to use them for my team." You can kind of see the whole gist bit. But yeah, this Pokemon he's using, Grimer. We are actually not going to be able to encounter this Pokemon for a long time. Grimer is known to be a plain poison type. It's actually a really good defensive Pokemon. As you can tell, because our headbutts are hardly doing... Wait, what? Hang on. He used Pound. I saw my HP bar show 3, and then it said Lizard fainted. That's weird. That is honestly weird. Oh god. I hate it when I have something on my head because it actually makes my head all itchy. Alright, use a second revive on Lizard. And then we'll use a headbutt again. So at the moment with the current tally, we still sit with 2 critical hits and 1 additional effect. But the AI has had 4 critical hits and 1 additional effect. Okay, so Lizard's now level 11. That's why I revived him. So look at that. We've made him cry because he's a wimp. Right then. Okay. We'll just use a potion to heal up our Charmander. Oh, right. We have to scroll right past it. There you go. Nidoran is currently doing alright. And we'll battle this guy. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, sorry, I was actually lost in thought there. I was like looking at something, and I was like thinking, I gotta think of something, and then I realised I heard Mankey and thought, oh, right, yeah. When we was in Route 3, when I said there was one new Pokemon that we could find here, being Ekans, I completely forgot about this Pokemon, Mankey. In Route 3, only a certain Pokemon can be found, being the case, because it depends on which game you play. If you're playing Let's Go Eevee, you're more than likely to find an Ekans in Route 3. But if you're playing Let's Go Pikachu, you're not able to find Ekans, but instead you are able to find Mankey. Mankey is a plain fighting type Pokemon. It's going to be really fast, can do a good amount of physical attacking damage, but it is rubbish in defense. Honestly, is rubbish. Now then, going down these ladders, this is not the correct path to go, by the way. You can see there is a train over there, but also we've got a hidden item. Moonstone. This is what's used for us to evolve our Nidoran into Nidoqueen when it becomes a Nidorino. But the fact is... Oh, new Pokemon! Now, this Pokemon... You probably might be questioning me, why am I trying to catch this Pokemon when the fact is, I've said so many times in my Pokemon playthroughs of how much I hate this Pokemon. Paras is honestly the worst Pokemon to ever exist. But thankfully, in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, abilities don't exist, meaning that Paras is not known to be a worse Pokemon. The reason why I say Paras is not a good Pokemon is because of the fact that one of the abilities he actually carried was Dry Skin, which actually increased the power of fire-type moves being dealt to the Pokemon. Okay, right. So, obviously, we got the Moonstone, so we can evolve Nidorina at any time we want. But, if you want my honest opinion, if you're using Nidorina, like me, wait until it's leveled up to level 39. But if you want to level up to level 47, that's perfectly fine. Because, I'll tell you exactly why. At level 39, Nidorina will be able to learn the move Crunch. And Crunch is a really good move to teach to your Nidorina because it helps cover his weakness of Psychic. But if you want to level up to level 47, he'll be able to learn Super Fang, which is a really powerful move. It has 90% accuracy, but it always deals half HP damage to your opponent, which actually is a really strong move. But for my case, because my Nidorina is a special attacker, I think I do want to level up to level 39 to learn Crunch. But the main level I want to level it up to is level 23. You'll understand in due time. Actually, hang on. If I bring back up Nidoqueen real quick. Okay, never mind. Right, so Nidoqueen can actually learn some pretty interesting moves by TM, if we can actually get them, that is. But more importantly, I'm going to be leveling up Nidorina to level 23, and then when it's got to level 23, I will then evolve it. And that's 2 additional effects now for the AIs. Because Sing always puts the Pokemon to sleep, but it has a 55% accuracy. And she hit with it on the first turn. Okay. Well, we use Poison Sting because that's going to be super effective. Because poison only beats 2 types. One being grass, the other being fairy. And that's 2 for 2 for us. Since we managed to poison Clefairy. It'll be an added bonus if we can get a critical hit. What is it with you, AI, and using indirect moves that always have 100% accuracy for you? But it doesn't matter anyway. The poison knocked out your Pokemon, so... I guess you could say you sung your blues away. So yeah, that took a minute to actually kick in then, but honestly, yeah. Yeah, you can honestly tell that joke was bound to come as soon as they use that. Because I didn't even know Clefairy had Sing in his moveset at the time. I know it learns it at a certain point, I just didn't think it learned it that quickly. But, yeah. But, yeah, honestly. Ugh. There was kind of an outcome, there was. Okay, thank you, Nurse Joy. Now, do you know what? I think I'm going to keep Paras in my team for the time being. I'm not exactly going to be using it much, but it's mainly going to be there just in case of an emergency. Yeah, just thinking of Paras, you can understand why I say Paras is not really going to be a good Pokemon. I'm not sure if you went on Facebook recently, because I saw somebody share a post where it showed an anime episode clip of Ash Ketchum telling his Pikachu to use Thunder Shock, but he was like, Pikachu, use Thunder Shock, but very, very little. And Pikachu just let off a very, very tiny jolt. And it hit Paras. And Paras just went... Wee! And immediately fainted for no apparent reason. It was so stupid. And you know why I say it's stupid? Because electric attacks are not very effective on Paras. They're not. Holy moly, they're having a house party down here. Right, whoops. So yeah, if you're wondering about Paras, obviously I'll research Paras now. Okay. Yeah. Paras is resisted to fighting, ground, water, grass, and electric. Is weak against poison types, rock types, bug types, ice types, and has a quad weakness to both fire and flying. So I think you can tell why I never bother using a Paras when it has Dry Skin for the ability, because Dry Skin prevents water type moves from being used on the Pokemon, plus it increases the power of fire type moves being taken on damage wise. Meaning, if it had Dry Skin for the ability, fire types being ×4 effective would then become ×5. That's basically how the gist of it works. Okay? Right then. We're going to do the sensible thing for Charmander, and we're going to switch it out. I don't know what moveset Paras has. Wow. Poison Powder, Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, and Scratch. Gee. No wonder why I don't want to use this Pokemon. Actually, no, we'll use Evelyn. Evelyn didn't really get much screen time in the last episode, apart from the fact that she was sitting on her head the entire time. Right, let's use Payday. Okay, lowering my accuracy, I see. And of course, very first accuracy drop we get, we immediately miss. And followed by very first poison thing they use, they get the poison. So at the moment, that's 2 for 2 for us, 4 for 4 for them. Yeah, how does that make any sense, eh? We got 2 critical hits, 2 additional effects. They've got 4 critical hits, 4 additional effects. And also, while I'm actually doing this, you obviously do recall on YouTube that we've been seeing a lot of people doing this something called a randomizer Nuzlocke, where the game is completely randomized in like TMs, items you buy in the shop, as well as Pokemon you find in the wild. And I try my best to actually try and do a randomizer myself, but the only problem is my Nintendo 3DS needs to be at least updated to approximately 9.0, but my DS is currently updated to 11.3, meaning there's no way I am able to randomize any of my Pokemon games to have moments where it's like I find a wild Mewtwo in the wild or a wild Volcarona in Pokemon X and Y, for example. Because you can't find a legit wild Larvesta or a Volcarona in X and Y, or actually no, you can find it in the wild in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but only in the post game. So yeah. But what I have been doing is I've been improvising and making my own mechanic of a randomizer Nuzlocke in Pokemon Black. Because in Pokemon Black, what I did was I caught a legit wild encounter like you normally do. Like, for example, Route 1, I find a wild Lillipup. I catch it, and then what I did was I used the random number generator on the internet, and I said, give me a number between 1 and 493. And whatever number it gives me determines what Pokemon I'm actually supposed to have on that route. And I think the first encounter I got was Cascoon. And then the very next one, which was on Route 2, it was a Patrat, and it gave me a wild Tyranitar. So, yeah. That's basically my version of a randomizer Nuzlocke. Using the random number generator, scrolling down the Pokédex to see exactly what Pokemon I originally got, and then use the Action Replay DSi to get it. But of course, it's not going to work that way for X and Y, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Sun Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and this game. Because these games do not actually require you using the Action Replay DSi. Plus, why would I actually ever do it in Let's Go Eevee when the only Pokemon you can get in the game are the Kanto Pokemon? Yeah. Right, is that it? Okay, Evelyn's now level 15. Oh, you got another Geodude. Alright, let's bring our Charmander back in, and then so that we can eliminate the accuracy drop that we got. And then bring Nidoran back in. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, you know when I said in Viridian Forest that you can find yourself a wild Weedle and Kakuna, but also, very rarely, find yourself a legit wild Beedrill. I actually did find a wild Beedrill, but I obviously didn't interact with it to try and catch it or whatever. I also remembered in Mount Moon, we obviously got a wild Clefairy, but there's a rare chance you can actually find yourself a wild Clefable. I'm actually not kidding. There was one time when I was playing this game, I legit found a wild Clefable on this floor. It's not very likely, but it is to be the case that you can legit find one. So anyway, I'm going to be carrying on battling trainers off camera, so we're going to call it an end here. Next time on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, we will be hopefully finishing off Mount Moon. See you guys then.